a dimension going on in there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good morning and welcome to Coffee with the Coach. I'm Tony DiGuida, having my cup of coffee with Coach Milu.
Good morning.
Good morning, Milu. And regional coach, Carrie Lavin. Carrie Lavin.
Hi, Tony.
Good to see you.
Regional lead.
Yeah.
So she have multiple regions under her now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
And the subject today is we're continuing to talk about love and the many different types of love. And I guess there is love for your job, isn't there? Which is probably
yes, absolutely.
Something you're experiencing now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it is. It is.
Well, I think last time we were talking about how you were wanting to get back into the field and opportunities came your way and it seems to be blossoming for you. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so I guess when we talk about love for our job, love for people, love for my dog, there's a lot of different kinds of love, isn't there?
Yes.
And how would you define the different kinds of love? How do you see those? I know we've talked before, Dr. Milu, about compassionate love and passionate love. And how does the love for a job fit into that?
Yeah, it's our English language limits us, doesn't it? Like there are other languages that have multiple words for love and meaning, whether it's a love between friends, a love between, husband and wife or family members, more of an intimate situation, and then just love of things or love of activities, right? And so, to love your job is an interesting thing. I think a lot of it has to do probably with the people, right? I know it does for me. Anytime I've loved a job, no matter what I'm doing, if I'm surrounded by people who I love to work with and who appreciate who I am and who I appreciate who they are, and we can, form that bond, that can definitely form a love for your job, for your coworkers, for that place. In fact, last night I was with I was in my mom's group and our topic was the 5 love languages. And knowing that we were going to talk today about, love and probably the workplace, how that fits in, I was thinking about what are the ways that people can express love. Again, we're not talking about, romantic love in the workplace, but there are 5 ways that individuals receive love specific to them, right? Like there are lots of ways to show your love, but each individual appreciates a specific form of love when it's given. It fills them differently. So there's the words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, gifts, like giving and receiving gifts, and then physical touch, right? And so as I read that list, you might even be thinking about what yours is. For me, it's quality time. So maybe that's why I've always loved a job, when I love the people that I get to spend time with. But for those of us with quality time as our love language, working from home can be really difficult during this time of, our history. Then there's the people who want to receive words, like they need to hear from their coworkers, their colleagues, their bosses, that they are doing a good job, and specifically giving praise, right? They need those words from the people around them to feel appreciated.
A lot of bosses don't recognize that.
Right. And the interesting part is too, like, I can receive love in a certain way, but I might default to a different way of giving love. Sometimes we default to the way that we receive it. So we feel like, hey, if I'm a quality time person and I'm planning happy hours with my team and all of these offsite, opportunities for us to be together, some of them who don't receive love in that way are like, oh, not another meeting. Like we just got done with work and now we have to go hang out with the people we work with some more after work, right? So they don't receive, that doesn't fill their bucket at all.
Well, and they may have other things they need to do with their time that we don't realize.
Right. They want to be able to spend quality time with their families and not the people that they work with.
Right.
For sure. Absolutely. Yeah. So I think even like acts of service can be as simple as giving some, you know, bringing someone lunch once in a while or bringing someone a coffee once in a while. And then your gifts, you know, that's, I think, the way that companies specifically like to show their appreciation for their employees is by giving awards and prizes and anniversary gifts and things like that. And there are a portion of the population who that isn't meaningful to either, right?
Well, I guess in your field too, the acts of service is part of what you love about your job because you're serving others as you're helping them find their way.
Exactly.
So it's said widely that you can't love another until you love yourself. What does that mean? How do you what does it mean? Why can you not love another till you love yourself?
Well, again, to use just even the same analogy of a bucket, right? Like if my bucket is empty, and I think it's important for people to know that they can fill their own bucket. You know, take care of yourself, have, you know, just acceptance with yourself. If you're not perfect, sometimes we can be critical of ourselves and that's not very loving. And so that self-love needs to, we have to just take time to fill ourselves with love so that our bucket is full enough to give love to the others around us.
Is it, I guess, the way we, and I don't want to digress to self-love, but the way we accept self-love and caring about ourselves, taking care of ourselves, making time for ourselves. If we, I guess what you're saying is if our bucket is empty, if we're not doing that, we don't know how to do it for somebody else.
Right.
We don't have anything to give.
And, you know, for me, when I'm having a bad season, like I know that to love myself, to get self-love, I do need to reach out to someone and spend quality time. Like if I feel like I'm too busy in the work and too busy with the data and the computer, I have to go find human contact. And so I know that about myself. I can feel it when it's missing. And so I go out and find that. And I think it's just as powerful for someone to, I mean, I'm big on asking for help too. So if acts of service is how you have love shown to you, then ask for some help from your spouse or your coworker. Let someone know when you need that help. Or if it's words of affirmation, it's hard to ask for that, right? And it's not received. Like if I have to ask you, Tony, to give me a compliment or to tell me what a great job I'm doing, it's not going to be received by me as
the same
love,
way.
Right?
I was just feeling about what you were saying. If I have to ask my significant other for what I need, I feel that if I have to ask, they don't love me. You know, I don't know that I should have to ask.
Right. Exactly. But at the same time, with the topic of self-love, there is power in affirming yourself, right? Like we've talked about it many, many times. And yes, we want to hear it from the people who we love and who we know love us, but it's important to do that for yourself as well. So go give yourself a gift if that's your love language. Go out and buy, you know, like treat yourself to a cup of coffee. It's okay. And that's the, you know, those are those self-love things that we mostly think of, or the self-care. But that is a form of self-love, and it's giving yourself a gift. Yeah.
So I think when it comes to love for others, and with so many different types of love, there might be some confusion when you meet someone or you're attracted to someone, or how do you know the type of love that you're feeling for them? Because I think sometimes you meet someone and it seems like I already know you. You know, even though there seems like there's a connection really quickly, how do you know what type of love you're feeling?
That's a great question.
We might need the doctor on this one.
Yeah, we might need Dr. Milu to join us. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee so he can chime in.
Well, I was so much into it, Tony. So fascinating thing about the relational love we are talking about, right? And I had a coaching session just before this with one of my clients and we were talking about igniting the fire. Igniting the fire. So love is all about fire. It don't matter what kind of love you are in. If you do not have fire, you do not have love. So it's almost like when you are sitting in front of your fireplace and the fire is going down, what do? Tony,
you stoke the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
put
you
another log on the fire.
Yeah, or you throw a log in there, or you mess with the fire until it's come up. So igniting the fire. And Carrie can tell you our formula for success is
engagement plus participation equals success.
Exactly.
We're going to have posters made. Did you hear that?
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. So igniting the fire is just that, engagement plus participation. It don't matter if it is self-love, engage with yourself and participate. Like Carrie just said, she needs to find another human being to self-love herself. So engagement and participation is what ignites the fire. So rate yourself, look yourself, and every situation you are in, don't matter you are in a one-on-one love situation, don't matter you are one-to-many love situation, igniting the fire will require you to measure yourself. How engaged are you? Your engagement level with that person or that group. Participation, how much you are participating with that group. And just that simple formula.
So your actions, so what you're saying is your actions will tell you.
Of course, Tony, you cannot sit at home. And if you are want to enjoy that big, nice, fancy fish that you caught and you want to invite some people to put it on the grill and all those good things you're going to do, you have to do that. You have to participate. We are, we continue to talk about that. We are social animals. Just think about that. So just measure yourself, your engagement level and your participation level. All things will come in perspective. If you are low engagement and low participation, your fire will die. So that's what you do in front of fireplace. You get that stick and start messing with the fire and put another log in there. Means you just engage to ignite the fire. The formula is simple. Applying is the difficult part.
No doubt, no doubt. And so the love that you feel is something that is a connection with that person, and they say that we're all connected in some way. I'd like to discuss that a little bit. How are we all connected? There's a lot of talk, and I know in your Vino Envision, there's a lot of mindfulness that goes on, and there's a lot of presence that seems to be more popular these days than has been in a long time, and people talking about living in the moment. And I know that mindfulness is very, very focused on doing what you're doing and thinking about it and being very mindful about what you're doing, whether I'm drinking this cup of coffee and sensing every bit of it, or having this conversation and being a part of it. But I guess where I'm going with this is that it seems to be kind of superficial a little bit, where people are talking now about presence, and I'm trying to be in the moment. What does that mean for people? Because if we're all connected, can we, in that moment of presence, be connected with each other?
Well, Tony, we are not all connected. We are all individual beings. We are disconnected who want to be connected. And I give you an example of that, okay? So the example of Andrea Bocelli, and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing his name right?
I know, the great opera singer.
Great opera singer.
Blind opera singer, yes.
And singing, he's singing individually during COVID time. If you watched him, there was no audience. Yeah, of course we were watching him, right? He was connecting from one to millions. And everything on the screen was showing there is nobody there. So the connecting to a level, one to many. So we as an individual, if we learn how to connect to many to that level, and I always talk about that, is the attention you give to that relationship. So when Andrea Bocelli was singing, well, his eyes is closed, you know that, and he's singing, and you, when you are watching, you are connecting one-on-one with him. He's connecting to your soul. Just imagine.
And that's what I'm saying with our consciousness, with our connection. Aren't we connected via a consciousness with each other at a level that we sense, but we don't know?
How do you connect from one to millions, even billions, by having that personal connection? And when you establish that bond, nothing can break it. That's love to the maximum level. And if you ignite that fire to that level with every single person you meet, you don't have to worry about multiple type of love. You're living in the moment and loving. Living in the moment and loving. And it takes care of self-love. It takes care of regular love, whatever love you want to talk about. How that make you feel with that answer, Tony?
I agree with that 100%, that if you are present with everybody you're with, you will not have to, you will find the love will be obvious. But there's where I was trying to go is there's and I think you've talked about it, because you go into the forest a lot when you're out in nature. There's a connectedness in nature that you feel. And I feel that that connectedness is the same connectedness you feel to other people below the level of personality, or above it, deeper than the level of who they are. We are all connected in that manner. And I feel that is not a part of the answer that you shared.
Well, do you want me to answer that in a funny way? How about that?
However you want to answer that, in a connected way.
Here is a individualistic example of that. You are in a jungle by yourself, and a tiger showed up. Okay? And I'm coming with a deep philosophical background, including psychological pointing here. A tiger showed up. How are you going to connect with that tiger in a one-to-one level or whatever level you think?
Well, I've actually thought about this. I've thought about being in the woods and I stumble across a bear. Mm-hmm. And I think, maybe wrongfully so, that I might be able to connect with that bear, that I am not a threat. And I would not run. And I just tried it. I just tried it the other day with some deer that I stumbled across in the forest. And I just stopped and I observed them and I spoke with them and I tried to let them know that I was not a threat to them. And they kind of
you found the answer, Tony. I am. You said I am not the threat. It's not the tiger is the threat. I am not the threat. Means we have that power to show up as not the threat. And when we are not the threat, we are connected. So tiger will eat you if you are the threat, because tiger will see you as the fantastic meal that they're looking for, and you are danger to them right now. But if you are not a threat, the tiger will view you as a friend. And that's the animalistic, simplest nature of anything. If we don't show up as a threat, and just imagine in your workplace as a boss, if you are the threat, what happens to your relationship with your employee?
Oh, it's not, you only see a certain side.
And if your employees view you as not a threat, what happens to that relationship?
There are walls between you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if you're not a threat, but that you become a friend. But a lot of bosses do not want to be your friend. They want you to know that they're the boss. So how do you be a boss and still not be a threat?
Well, that's the leadership knowledge you need to gather from our coaches, who can coach you to be a successful leader and not to be a threat. And you don't want to be a friend either. You just want to be not a threat. And when they see you in a space that is safe, your relationship thrive. And that's what we are doing every single day. We have quite a few coaches right now in the company, and Carrie is one of the leaders. And she show up as not a threat, but she is somebody who is there to support.
Well, obviously, you have blossomed very quickly, Carrie, in your role. Mm-hmm. You've been with Dr. Milu for how long?
6 months.
6 months. And you've already gone from coach to regional coach to heading 3 areas of the country, correct?
Yes.
That's impressive. Obviously, you are not a threat.
I'm not. Or at least, let's not let Milu know that I am, right? So.
Well, that's the power of leadership. You grow because you want to be a leader, and you have the power to become that leader. You do not have to have time limit. In corporations, in the past, you had this time limit of certain number of time. You promote people once a year. Those type of things happen, right? You have to find your strength. And once your strength is not the support that you get from the corporations, it's what you are and how you thrive yourself is your own attitude towards that brings that growth. There is nothing can stop you, how powerful you are. You are going to the moon, and now we're thinking about colony in Mars, Tony. So, and somebody telling me that you are paying for my trip there. So,
well, I love the idea of flying, Um, but I don't, and I would love to see outer space, but I don't understand this 10-minute flight thing. I don't think it's not enough for me.
You most probably ask that question to Carrie.
What is that? The 10-minute flight thing? I'm not interested in going to Mars. I have plenty
Mars
to see here on Earth. Yes.
Mars is a little too far.
Oh, the 10-minute flight around the world, or?
No, what William Shatner just did, going up with Jeff Bezos's thing and coming right back down. I think if I want 4 minutes of weightlessness, I think I could go to Las Vegas and do that.
Right, right.
How old is William Shatner, Tony? He's 90 years old.
Yes, he is.
And this is like a dream come true for him.
Well, I thought that was great marketing on Amazon's part to put Captain Kirk up into space.
Maybe Amazon's part, but what is it for William Shatner? Why did he do that?
Well, because how much time do you have left? Do you want to experience as much as you can?
No, he may have longer than us, but what I'm saying is that's a lifelong goal. That's a dream. And if the dream is only 10 minutes, it's still a dream. That's why you need to be part of our dream team, where we are talking about dream every single day.
How do I become part of your dream team?
You just need to find our coaches and ask that question. Carrie is one of them, right? So.
Yep. We'll put you in touch with the dream team.
So speaking of that, what is coming up next month on Coffee with Coach?
Happiness.
Happiness, and that's
the final destination.
The final frontier.
Mm-hmm. You should ask William Shatner after his 10-minute trip, how did he feel about that? That is the final frontier of happiness.
I think he's very happy he didn't get charged by Amazon for that.
Right.
Very good. So happiness is where we're all headed, and love is the path to happiness.
Fantastic. Tony, you should be doing the poster for Carrie and helping her there. Love is the path to happiness. And that's what we do in Vino and Vision. We created this journey that takes you there. You just have to follow it.
Well, since we've been in these discussions, I have realized that I've realized some things about myself that are very affirming. And I think I owe it to you in these sessions that I see myself in a different light, because I think what I see is acts of love that I do on a daily basis that I didn't even realize that I do. And I think we should all realize that people are doing these things for us and we're doing it for them, and that we will feel better about ourselves as we give. So giving is more important than receiving. And when you give, you will get more back.
Very nice to say. Carrie, have you realized how many times Tony mentioned the word we?
Mm-hmm.
The language of we. It's not us, because in us there is them. In we, there is nothing but we.
Well, and that's why when you were speaking about the connectedness and Andrea Bocelli, and you said, no, we're not connected, we're all individuals, I view that from the opposite perspective. I think we are all one, we just think we're individuals. And we try to the more we try to express that I am different than you, that's our ego getting in the way of that.
Here is the definition, what I would say about individualistic mindset. To grow into we mindset is called I am we. Just carry that forward and see how that feels, Tony. I am we. It's not I am us. Because if there is an us, then there is a them. We don't want us and them, we want we. I am we. So that's how individual spread the love. I am we.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because for years, people have always asked me, how are you? And my response is, I am. And I say nothing more. And it's interesting to get the response from others when you say that, because I don't want to say that I am fine, because sometimes you're not fine. But what I am is I am present. So that's what my I am is. I am present. I am conscious. I am with you. Because life is challenging. And so as you're dealing with challenges, do we want to just say, I'm fine with what's going on? It's life.
Well, try that. Next time somebody asks you, how are you? Try I am we. And it can be, you can stand in front of millions of people and say, I am we. You just now connected with the we.
Well, it is the same thing I am expressing when I'm saying I am conscious. I am connected. I am we. It is the same. That is what we connect on that level.
What did you interpret that, Carrie? When you said I am we?
It's I think it goes back to what Tony was asking, is when I say I am we, if you ask me, how are you? I mean, in this example, and you say I am we, suddenly it becomes that connectedness. If Tony says, Carrie, how are you? And I say, I am we, to me, it sounds like I'm saying, right now, Tony, or all three of us, we are a we, and we're engaged and we're participating together.
Wow.
And it's the I am listening and I am here with you and I see you.
And you're a little bit French. I'm we.
Oh, we.
Well, what it is, Tony, is that somebody asking you, how are you feeling today? Instead of saying to them that you feel good or you feel bad, it becomes about us, about me. When you are saying, I am we, means whatever you feeling and whatever I am feeling, the combined feeling I am right now, I am we. Take that message, spread it out, and see how that love thrives in this world. That's what we call relational love. I am we.
I like it.
Fantastic.
Very good. And with that, I think we're probably coming to the end of our Coffee with the Coach today, correct? How's our time?
I think we are a little bit over, and that's fine because we were late. So
very good. Very good. So we will leave everyone with that thought. I am we. So as you go through your day, it might be strangers that you connect with and accept that. Say hello. I mean, when you walk down the street and you make eye contact with a connection, with a stranger, do you acknowledge them? Do you say hello? I am we. Feel that. Even if you don't say it, feel it.
Mm-hmm. There is no stranger in relationship.
No, we are all connected, whether we realize it or not.
If you can make that obvious to a tiger when you are having communication and say, I am we.
So I'm just curious, when I come to the tiger and I say, I am not a threat, do I ball up like a little possum?
That's the technique you have to learn when you use the word we. It's a mindset that have to be changed to be we. And in a relationship, when you are in a love relationship, and we've been talking about love, if the relationship is we, that love thrives. If the relationship is I or you, that will never thrive, because it's about individual of us. But when I am we, that relationship thrives. If there is nothing,
you must accept the individual and the other person and let them flourish for who they are.
You have to have the mindset of I am we. The person opposite side of you may be the President of the United States. But if you connect to the level that I am we, you're connecting with the person. That person may be millions, like Andrea Bocelli connected. And we became we with him. That oneness. Right. Go ahead, Carrie.
Yeah, I think when I am we happens when we understand that our connectedness is love. We all have a need and a desire for love, to receive and to give it. And so when we can look at the other person as not a threat, not as a tiger, and our ego doesn't get in the way, and we can posture ourselves from a position of love, because last time we even talked about love as a choice, right? It's not a feeling. You know, there's somebody that I might encounter who I feel threatened by, who feels like a tiger, right? But if I'm coming from a posture of love, I think it's easier for me to get to that mindset of I am we.
Very nice.
I'm not a threat to you, and you're not a threat to me.
Very nicely said.
Very well. It makes me feel hopeful when you're hearing the news every day, and people doing not so good things to each other, taking carjackings and things like that. And it made me wonder, it's like, okay, in that situation, I'm not a threat. It's just a car, take it. Some people have needs beyond yours, and if you can connect with them and make them realize that you're not their problem, hopefully they will move on and be the tiger that they choose to be. So I am we.
That also comes with the language of forgiveness. How do we forgive? And to forgive, you have to forget. So there is a lot of things to be learned there, Tony. It's not as simple as the formula I'm giving you. I am we, but the mindset, when your mindset is we, a lot of things happen. And you'll be surprised how your relationship blossom. And we are talking about love as a relationship, which is the highest level of any relationship. So if you use that language, you have to have that mindset. It's a one-on-one connection to one-to-many. Just like the moment you were with Andrea Bocelli, we were connected. I felt like I was right there with him.
Well, you can be. You know he's coming to St. Louis.
And you are buying the ticket for me, so that should be all good, right? So very well. I think our time is running out, and that's where we have to go and practice the we.
Very good.
Excellent.
Well, thank you for a loving day, loving morning. It's a good way to start the day. I am we. Practice that today. And we will see you on the first Tuesday of next month.
Thank you. See you next time.
Good to see you, Carrie. Have a great day.
Good to see you, Tony. Thank you.